we've just received the latest exit polls. Local broadcasters are saying that they see Claudia Sheinbaum, who was perceived as a frontrunner during the entirety of the race, as winning the election. She is expected to receive a vote between 58% and 63%. Of course, we're still waiting for official results. Those should be coming within the next half hour and into the night, and that will give us greater certainty on the gap. Why is the gap so important between Claudia Sheinbaum and the next candidate? The reason is all about Congress. Investors are already expecting that the ruling party will receive a simple majority, and that's why we have not seen a major market reaction so far. But there is a lot of expectation about whether the ruling party might actually end up getting a 2/3 majority, which would allow them to make constitutional changes that could make big changes on some of the institutions for Mexico.
Carolina, what is expected in terms of market reaction, perhaps?
Certainly. So we are waiting to have more certainty on what Congress will look like and whether the ruling party will indeed get this 2/3 majority. This will be very important for likely President Claudia Sheinbaum, because it would give her the strength to really govern with a lot of power. And the opposite scenario would mean that she would have to work much more with the opposition coalition. Regardless of what happens in Congress, this is a historic election. We are headed to a result where Mexico will have the first woman president in its history.
In terms of policies that investors are looking out for, what might they be? What kind of priorities are they hoping to see?
Well, to start, one of them is what the next president will do with government spending. The previous president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, was famous for what he called his own austerity. Even during the pandemic, he was very careful with his spending. All of that went out the window in this past year of his administration, where he ramped up spending to some levels that investors and analysts have said could create some challenges for the next president and could require some kind of a fiscal reform. So that's the first thing that investors are going to be looking at. They're certainly going to be looking at how Mexico's relationship with the U.S. continues. Of course, it's now the biggest trading partner for the U.S. So how this relationship will be managed is going to be key for the country. And finally, another thing that investors are really interested in is what's going to happen with the state oil company Petróleos Mexicanos, or Pemex. This is the world's most indebted oil company, and it has a lot of support from the government. So whatever the next president decides to do to move forward will be key.